What's going on? My name is Ethan and this is G-Body Garage. Today we're going to talk about one specific car in my garage, and that's my 86 Monte Carlo SS. In the next couple videos we're going to talk about all the cars that I have hidden in here, but as of right now we're just going to talk about the one that I've mainly been driving. We just got back from LS Fest with this car and it did really well. We got a couple things we're going to change, but I want to show you some of the things we did to it and give you some history on this car. 2 years ago I got done with my first G-Body and I didn't want the car to get destroyed because I was really happy with it and it has became my favorite car. We painted it and everything so the car stays under a cover a lot. I didn't want it to get hurt. So in that time, 2 years ago, I decided to buy this car. When I bought it, I wanted to be able to beat on it, not have to worry about it, but I also wanted to be able to drive it anywhere I wanted to go. So I decided to try to do my first LS swap. We ended up doing the LS swap last year with a carbureted LS. It did okay, but it didn't have overdrive because we started with the 400 turbo trans. It had some little issues here and there, and coming to find out, I was warned, but I didn't believe it. The carb LS is not the greatest thing in the world. The LSs just do not seem to like the carb no matter what we did to it. And I wasn't really happy with it. So after LS Fest in 2019, we brought it home and we decided to switch the whole car up. Now I'm not going to tell you everything we did, but I will show you some of the stuff. And let's get started. I want to show you what we did to it. I'm going to readjust the camera and pop the hood and show you what's under the hood. So as you can tell, this is not your standard LS anymore. We are using a factory ECM and we have really budget built this thing and it has done great so far. I budget build most of my cars. I enjoy trying to really budget build cars. I can't afford to build some of the cars these guys build and drop all this kind of money, and most people can't. So I wanted to show people how to budget build a car, how I got to where I'm at, and all the cars that I have. So on this car, as you can see, this is a 5.3 with a BTR stage 1 twin turbo cam. A lot of the parts on this car are new, but they are budget friendly. The intake I ended up trading for, and I probably have 50 bucks in it. Now it does have snake eater injectors in it. It also has an ICT billet accessory drive on it that has been modified to be ran with the truck power steering pump, which I haven't seen anybody else do yet. But we did it because I wanted to make sure that if I was to ever have a problem, I could stop at any auto parts store and pick up the parts that I needed. Now, as you can tell, we also have the ICT billet coil relocation, and we just did that recently because I was being stubborn and didn't want to listen, and we kept burning up plug wires as I had them mounted on the valve cover. Guys, just go ahead and if you're doing any kind of forward-facing headers like this, just go ahead and mount the coil somewhere else. Don't try to fight it. It's not worth it. I spent a lot of time trying to fight to get the spark plugs not to burn up. It didn't happen. We were still burning them up no matter what spark plug I used. Now, as you can see, this is twin. These are eBay GT35 turbos. They're $120 a piece. So far, we have had really good luck at them. I've never done a turbo build. I'd never done an LS swap. I'm a small block guy and really wanted something that I could drive and have some fun with. So we just decided to do it this way. A lot of people told me not to. Don't start with twins when your first turbo build. I don't like to listen. So right off the bat, we went twins. We've had pretty good success out of it so far. The car makes good power. These are Flowtech forward-facing headers that we modified quite a bit. We actually torched them, cut them, and did a lot of stuff to make them fit in here the way that they do. Those are eBay blow-off valves and wastegates. We've had really good luck out of those also. One of them was sticking, so we ended up going in there and greasing both of them, and so far they have been great. I will say these are the ICT billet spark plug wires, and this is probably the best set of spark plug wires we have found for the money. They are make your own plug wires, and they give you lots of options for boots. So it really helps if you want to get that angle just right to make sure that the plug wire doesn't burn up. Now, something you really can't see, I will move the camera so you can, is this radiator is actually just a regular circle track radiator that we used to buy when I was racing circle track. It's about 120 bucks or so. It is a big radiator and it works really well. One thing I did not listen on though was the electric fans. Guys, if you're doing twin turbos, do not do like I did and try to run the cheap Amazon electric fans. They worked great when it was carbureted. We really didn't see a whole lot of issues. A lot of people told me just to go ahead and build a shroud around it, but it wouldn't have mattered. It's just not putting out enough air. With the front end of these Montes, they're really blocked off, and when you put a massive intercooler in the front of the radiator also, it just eliminates all your air coming in. So it did great. When it got stuck in traffic going down to LS Fest this year, it did start to get hot. We actually have a fix to that, and I want to give a shout out to the guys over here at GC Cooling. We met them at LS Fest. The guy cut me a heck of a deal on a 16-inch fan that just puts out crazy. I mean, it's nuts how much it blows compared to these two that we got. We're going to be taking this radiator out soon and putting that one single fan in with a shroud, and it should fix any kind of cooling issues we're having. Now I will show you, it's going to be hard to see, but if you look through the radiator here, or look through my grill, I mean, it's hard to see, but there is a intercooler hiding in there, and when we get it out in the sun, I'll show you some more, and you'll see more on this car throughout the build as we're doing things. There's some other stuff we're going to do to this car, but there is an intercooler. It is an Amazon intercooler. It's a 2-to-1. It exits out the passenger side and comes up through the bottom for my charge pipe. So far it has done well. The intake air temps have actually been pretty good. This car does run on 93 pump gas, so if we were to switch it to E, it probably would help a lot more. The only major problem we're having right now is under the hood temps are kind of high, so hopefully with the new fan it'll help some. And I think we're going to end up having to cut the fender liners just a hair. We're going to take you inside the car. I want to show you what's been done inside the car. Here you go, guys. This is inside the car. There's not a whole lot done to it. It's still factory appearing, which is exactly what I wanted to keep it. Factory center console. We did change the seats to these a little bit cheaper racing style seats. They are Pro Car. I actually really like them. They are a little flimsy. I'm not too happy about that, but they do keep you in the seat and they're pretty comfortable compared to the worn out factory seats that I had. One thing you will notice is we have this really nice B&M shifter in here. This thing is probably one of the better shifters I've seen. I've been super happy with it the whole time. And one of the major upgrades we did to this car was right here. This 7-inch, I think it is, digital dash from Holley. This thing is absolutely amazing. If you even are thinking about possibly buying one, you really should. We tried to make the factory gauges work. They did work, but they weren't great. They weren't reading exactly accurate. This thing has so many features that it's just awesome. With this car running the factory ECU, I mean, it is limited on what it can do. We have a universal harness on this right now, and the only problem we've seen with it is the fuel gauge, which we think it needs to be reprogrammed. So we're going to try to reprogram that next. Besides that, there's not really a whole lot done to this car. You will see that the hood has been wrapped. Me and a buddy tried to paint my hood ourselves. I'm not a painter. I can build engines. I don't like paint. I don't have the patience. The car looks great for what it is. I mean, it's beat up some, it's scratched some, but it's fun to drive, which is exactly what I wanted. I know you can't see it, but my other car is hiding under this cover, and we'll make another video of that in the next day or two to show you it. But that's my baby over there. So I don't like bringing it out much. I do enjoy driving this car. I don't worry about it as much. Throughout the couple videos, we're going to show you some of the things that I did to improve the G-bodies, to make them handle better, make them stop better, including the body has been lowered on this car 1 inch to the frame, which is something I will show you later on. But it does have solid mounts that have been modified. But just little things like that to help make G-bodies a little bit better. I love G-bodies, but there's always things to improve, and we can budget build them. With that, guys, please like, subscribe. We're gonna make some more videos. We're gonna try to make this channel a little bigger, and we'll show you these builds as we go. We have a full build that we are actually in the process of working on, not including this build that we're gonna change a few things on, and my other car that we're gonna change a few things on. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it.